In the headlines, President Buhari promises credible elections. Court orders immigration others to release Nwamini's details to Ekweremadu. Federal government concessions on Onitsha Rivers Port for 4 billion naira targets 23 billion naira revenue in 30 years. And on the foreign scene, Russian missile strikes on Odessa Apartments and Recreation Center kills 18. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. And now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has renewed his commitment of his administration to ensuring that the Independent National Electoral Commission delivers peaceful, transparent, free, fair and credible elections in 2023. He assured INEC of a free hand, noting that with the conclusion of the primaries of the political parties, all eyes are now on the 2023 elections in Nigeria. President Buhari made the assertion in Lisbon in a meeting with representatives of Nigerians living in Portugal, according to a statement by his spokesman, Garba Shehu. The president, who cited the last gubernatorial elections in Anambra and Ekiti states, said his administration had proven consistently its zero tolerance for interference in elections, saying Nigerians should be allowed to vote for the party and candidate of their choice. He, however, cautioned against the use of social media to insult and incite from a safe and anonymous distance. The Independent National Electoral Commission says it has processed 186 requests of certified true copy of documents. The National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, disclosed this on Thursday at the end of the Commission's management meeting. On the continuation of the continuous voter registration, Okoye said the exercise will continue nationwide. All the resident electoral commissioners and electoral officers have been directed to continue with the exercise, pending further directives from the Commission. On the uploading of the list and particulars of the nominated candidates, Okoye said by the timetable and schedule of activities released by the Commission, political parties that conducted valid governorship and state assembly primaries shall upload the list and personal particulars of their nominated candidates between 1st and 15th July 2022. He urged political parties to scrutinize the list and personal particulars of the candidates they propose to sponsor at the election to avoid any mix-up and duplication of names. He also urged the parties not to wait until the last day before uploading the list and personal particulars of the candidates. President Muhammadu Buhari has described Thursday's attack on Shiroro local government area of Niger State as a direct assault on Nigeria. The president said the attack will not be allowed to go unpunished, adding that the incident will not affect the battle against terrorism, as the country is united to get rid of these demons and terrorists, whom he further described as parasites. According to a statement by the presidential spokesman, Garba Shehu, he says President Buhari paid tribute to the gallant men of the security forces who lost their lives in the line of duty. The terrorists in Niger State killed 15 soldiers and 7 policemen during an ambush. The soldiers belonging to the 45 Battalion Bida were said to be on a rescue mission when the terrorists, acting on prior information, laid siege on the way. A group of the terrorists had earlier attacked a mining site being managed by Chinese nationals at Ajata Aboki in Gormana ward of Shirolo local government area of the state. 7 mobile policemen guarding the site and some soldiers at a nearby Arena community were among those killed. A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the release of the official details of David Nwamini to a former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu and his wife Beatrice. Justice Inyang Ekwo, who gave the order in a judgment delivered on Friday, directed the Nigeria Immigration Service, the National Identity Management Commission, and 2 commercial banks to release Nwamini's details in their possession to the couple. By the court order, all official information in relation to Nwamini, including the account opening package, are to be released to Senator Ekweremadu and his wife to ascertain his real age. This followed an originating summons filed by Senator Ekweremadu and his wife through their counsel and a senior advocate of Nigeria, Adegboyega Awomolo. The Nigerian government has signed an agreement with the United Kingdom on tackling illegal migration in line with Britain's new plan for immigration policy. UK Home Office, Britain's lead department for immigration and passport, drug policy, crime, fire, counter-terrorism and police disclosed this on Friday via its verified Twitter handle. It explained that the new agreement aimed at deterring illegal migration will enable both countries to work closer together on supporting safe and legal migration and speeding up the removal of foreign criminals. In another tweet, Home Secretary and member of the UK Parliament for Witham, Priti Patel, described the agreement as a landmark. The development, she stated, would increase the deportation of dangerous foreign criminals and take the fight to the criminals who smuggle migrants. Moving on, the organized labor movement is planning to hold a protest on the state of the nation. The protest is to call the attention of the government to the country's deteriorating security situation, the lingering strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, and the unending energy crisis. Speaking at two separate conferences in Abuja, the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Ayuba Waba, and the president of the National Union of Local Government Employees, Ambali Olatunji, decried the worsening security situation in the country and asked the government to act. Moving on, despite spending 3.4 billion naira on primary education in 2 years and another 6 billion naira for post-primary schools in the 2022 budget, secondary school students in Taraba State are protesting decayed infrastructure in some government schools. This protest, specifically by hundreds of students of Salihu Dogo Secondary School, was spurred by the lack of learning materials, science laboratory, equipment for science practicals, as well as the dilapidated state of the classrooms. Nana Muhammad has more.
Wednesday, 15th of June 2022 began just like any other day for the teachers and students of Salihu Dogo Government Day Secondary School in Taraba State. But the day did not end as it started, as students of the school decided to say enough is enough to the horrible learning conditions they are subjected to. The students staged a peaceful protest to express dissatisfaction with the dilapidated school infrastructure, overcrowded classrooms, and unequipped laboratory for science students. Trust TV learns that Salihu Dogo Secondary School has over 1,000 students with 100 to 150 students clubbed in one classroom. Presently, 266 students are already sitting for the senior secondary school examinations with no adequate preparations to guarantee success. The situation is what the students were determined to change through the strike action. The identities of the students who spoke to Trust TV were shielded to protect them from being victimized.
We decided to do it on our own because, unfortunately, if you are to look at our school environment, you will feel a big pity for us, the students, where the ceilings are being destroyed. Nothing seems to be working good for us in the school. We don't have library, and then we have library prefects. What's the use of being a library prefect without having library in the school? We have kitchen prefects, but there's no food, nothing. Some of the students do sit on the floor to attend to lessons, lectures. Some bring mat from their house to lay it on the class, sit and receive lectures. So all these things will work out if the government or the school authority won't provide furniture or seats for the students to sit and receive their lectures.
Actually, what's happened, it was the students that embarked on a protest about the lack of desks in the school.
However, despite picture evidence by journalists who paid a visit to the school in the States, the government denied, claiming that the school was well equipped with adequate learning materials.
Sitting on the floor, hanging by the windows, first and foremost, I went to the principal's office. After some interaction with the principal, I directed her to organize the students for me on the assembly ground, which I met with the students and the staff on the assembly ground. I addressed the assembly of more than 40 minutes. I addressed them seriously and then also gave them some counseling tips.
It is no longer news that schools face the challenge of inadequate learning facilities, despite huge resources governments both at state and national level claim to inject into the education sector in the country. This is evident in the yearly budgetary allocations for improving learning conditions in school and employment of qualified and adequate teachers.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Residents groan as water scarcity hits parts of the FCT. Do stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. You're still watching Trust News Update. Let's take a look at some of our top stories. We told you that President Muhammadu Buhari promises credible elections. You also heard that court orders immigration and others to release 1 minute's details to Ekwere Madu. Moving on to other news, the women wing of the All Progressives Congress has provided free medical services to over 5,000 women and children, including internally displaced persons in Zamfara, with a view to improving healthcare in the state. The APC National Women Leader, Betta Edu, said the medical outreach was initiated to address the plight of the women in the country. The report.
Accessing good healthcare services at rural communities in Zamfara State, northwest Nigeria, is a big deal to residents. This is due to the activities of bandits, which have made health personnel to decline working in the rural communities for fear of being attacked, killed, or kidnapped by violent criminals. This anomaly is why the free medical services organized by women and children in the state by National Women's Wing of the All Progressives Congress APC is significant to victims of banditry and rural poor women, as it will boost their health. The APC National Women Leader, Dr. Betta Edu, said the Women's Wing of the APC is determined to ensure the welfare of women, especially in the areas where their humanitarian crisis and underserved population is taken care of. She disclosed that the team has identified many medical and surgical cases, adding that the medical team is ready to provide those with surgical cases free operations.
Under the APC National Women's Wing, we're committed to seeing that the welfare of APC women are catered for, especially in areas where they have crisis, in areas where they have humanitarian challenges, in areas where they are underserved. Zamfara is the flag for us. Here we are seeing, at least we so far have seen close to 1,000 persons present here, and we will still continue to see as many that come forward for health care. There are a lot of cases here. Some of them are surgical, some of them are medical, and we have over 10 doctors, consultants on ground to support us to attend to these patients.
The Chief Medical Director of Yarima Bakura Specialist Hospital, Gusau, speaks on the level of collaboration and how Specialist Hospital has been handling victims of bandits' attack in Zamfara State.
It also serves as a referral center whereby all the cases from the general hospital and other peripheral hospitals are being referred to the Yalimbo hospital, especially the cases that cannot be managed at this primary or secondary centers. So this is all about the tertiary hospital. This is all about the Ahmed Said Yalimbo Special Hospital. And as I'm telling you now, the hospital is bragging with. The hospital has about 18 consultants and other specialists.
The over 5,000 beneficiaries of the free medical services in Zamfara State will go back home, not only with drugs, but also with financial support to cushion the effect of insecurity on them.
Residents of Dutse Sokale community in the Buari Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory are groaning from the effects of water scarcity in the community, which they say has made life difficult for them. The residents say that the community, which depends on water from the FCT Water Board, has been cut off from access to potable water when officials disconnected the community over a week ago. Trust TV's Sigid Ibrahim visited the community and now reports.
Water, an indispensable necessity of life. Unfortunately, these residents have to find alternative means of getting water as the scarcity bites harder.
My house is somewhere around there. I don't know if you can see that. And I have to walk all the way down, to the borehole, down these axis. Every day. I mean, before I can be able to use water and go to work. If I don't do this routine every morning, I can't get to work. I can't do almost anything at all.
This is Sokale in Dutse Alaje, a community just 15 minutes away from Lower Usuma Dam in Buari Area Council and the city's water source. Residents say they've not had water for more than 7 days and are struggling to find alternative sources as the community depends on the FCT Water Board for potable water.
For the past 1 week now, we've been out of water. And even before now, they do come and go. We still like 2 days without water, then maybe 1 day it will come. But this one has been the longest I've experienced. The 6 of it, 600. And one truck is 100 naira.
A truck of it?
The truck is 1,200, 12 robbers.
Okay, 1,200. That is 6,600.
They also decried the hike in water price by vendors who have taken advantage of the scarcity.
Before it's 30 naira for a jerry can now. Because it's scarcity, that's why it's already. When there is 1,000 to go,
They say that although they had approached the water board to complain, not much was done to remedy their plight.
The reason is because it says some people living in the community are not paying water board. The water board now says some people adjusted their meter. So what water board will have done, simply go to the people or to the compound that you think they adjusted their meter and disconnected them. Not using one person's mistake to affect everybody.
Not once, not twice now. So how do we get this information? It's from the water board. If you go to the office, they say no, they are not in charge of that. This one is other from the above, this and that and that and that. That the town, people in the town are complaining that they don't have water. So they have to cut here that the lower hand. So that is it. We the poor masses here living in this area, we're the ones suffering it.
With inflation of food prices, poor electricity supply, bad roads, and even insecurity, residents lamented that the water scarcity has made living in the nation's capital city more difficult and called for quick government intervention to avert the water crisis. Sagir Ibrahim reporting for Trust TV.
District head of Ungwamba Njiji community in Bauchi metropolis, Ibrahim Bunu, has condemned the indiscriminate dumping of refuse within parts of the metropolis. He made this assertion when the Bauchi Environmental Protection Agency visited the community for awareness of the dangers of dumping refuse on major highways. Adamu Imam completes the report.
The district head, who frowned at some members of the community who are not ready to comply with government directives against dumping refuse within the metropolis, warned them to desist forthwith or face the wrath of the law.
It's very unfortunate. The people of Awala community have disappointed me. And definitely the action that the Basepa is going to be taken to them, that definitely is correct. And I am supporting it. I would not like my place to be one exempted, or to be one of the dirtiest area in Bauchi town. So I'm very, very happy that Basay have come and see it, saw it here, and then they will take action very seriously to curtail, to prevent, and then stop all this act of inheritance in my community.
Leader of Awala Junction area, Muhammad Abdullahi, called for the provision of waste disposal bins to enable the community handle waste appropriately. I complained to the officials that we have a challenge with proper dumping of refuse because the drum we kept for refuse collection was stolen. So I'm appealing that Basepa should help us by providing a proper waste disposal bin here at Awala Junction, because thieves will not allow the drum we used to stay. At the awareness campaign rally around the Bauchi metropolis, the Environmental Protection Agency again warned against indiscriminate dumping of refuse, saying that those caught will be dealt with according to the law.
We are going to evacuate it now to safeguard the public house, but we are not going to intervene. We are not going to do that. Because if we have to close all the shops until we are able to find out among them from this west.
In the meantime, the state lawmakers are currently working on the environmental laws which spell out sanction for defaulters. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
In business, the federal government has concessioned the Onitsha River Port in Anambra State for 4 billion naira under a public-private partnership arrangement. The deal will also see the federal government earn 23 billion naira in the 30 years period of the concession. Speaking at the concession signing agreement after the end of the commercial bid, the Minister of State for Transportation, Senator Gbemisola Saraki, said the Onitsha River Port concession will be the catalyst for the rest of the river ports to be concessioned. She said the concession, when fully optimized, will attract economic benefits and create employment, which is critical to our economy, adding that it will also help with the issue of insecurity in the country. The Lagos State government has announced an increase in bus rapid transit bus fares for all routes in the state. Operators of the BRT buses, the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, announced this in a statement on Thursday. It disclosed that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has approved an additional increase of 100 naira for fares across the routes, saying bus passengers would have to pay the new fares effective from July 13. Lamata explained that the decision followed the increase in the cost of diesel and the lack of spare parts to replace damaged components of the buses. Away from Nigeria, Nigeria and Portugal have expressed determination to bolster relations with the concrete deliverables and stronger ties 46 years after the establishment of diplomatic relations. President Muhammadu Buhari said this Thursday in Lisbon at a joint press conference with President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa of Portugal. The president, in a statement from his media advisor, Garba Shehu, told the press after a one-on-one meeting with his Portuguese counterpart and an enlarged meeting between delegations that as many as 10 agreements and memoranda of understanding are being prepared for signing during his state visit to the European country. He said the MOUs include the establishment of an Atlantic Research Center, air travel, political consultations, diplomatic training, cultural cooperation, investment promotion, chambers of commerce cooperation, women and child development, youth and sports development, and digital economy cooperation.
Recently, the government of Nigeria awarded a contract to Motor Angel, a Portuguese company, to construct a railway line that connects Kano in northern Nigeria to Maradi in southern Niger Republic. This partnership will surely open doors for more Portuguese companies to come to Nigeria. As the largest and most populous economy in Africa, with a younger population, Nigeria is a very attractive investment destination.
These MOU just signed, and also cooperation on culture, on language, on social sectors. But most of all, we must thank today our agency, ICEP, they are here, and your Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, because they organized this wonderful forum, full of Nigerian and Portuguese entrepreneurs.
Still away from Nigeria, missile strikes killed 18 people and wounded dozens of Ukraine's Odessa region Friday, a day after Russian troops abandoned positions on a strategic island in a major setback to the Kremlin's invasion. The missiles hit an apartment building and recreation center about 80 kilometers south of the Black Sea port of Odessa, which has become a strategic flashpoint in the conflict. Ukrainian emergency services initially said 17 people were killed and 30 wounded in both attacks. A senior official of the Ukrainian presidency later wrote on Telegram that the death toll has risen to 18, including 2 children. On Friday, the president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, told Ukraine's parliament that membership was within reach, but urged them to press forward with anti-corruption reforms. And with this, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.